Good morning from the merry oldsters from the lower class.
Wait a minute. I thought we were going to talk about the fact that people in L.A. heard that our building had been burnt down. And people were calling you. Oh, never mind.
Well, he's still back to the fire, but we've got some new news. Our monthly messenger just came out. We get it, every month. And if you think Doc and I...
Wait a minute. You act like we get it, like we want it.
Oh,
we don't want it.
No, he doesn't want it, but I do. I'm interested in everything that this is put out by one of our oldsters in this complex. This complex, by the way, holds 300 people max. So it's almost like a little town in and of itself. But anyway, once a month, and now we find out that we are now all members of the organization, and we don't even have to join it. We're just automatically. So this is a new wrinkle, and I was happy to hear this. Now, he's probably just jealous because the editor of this paper is on dialysis, and he's had a number of near-death experiences, but he's still going strong, and he's writing. So, oh, look at this old grump. But there's good news too, because this guy got a fan, and he got a fan comment.
I'm looking for dialysis any day now. I'll be as good as him. I'll tell you that. I'm hoping to get
he wants
back
the sympathy. He wants the sympathy grounding. He's hoping for dialysis.
I'm gonna get.
I can guarantee.
I'm gonna get one of the inoculations there. It says, "Get your inoculation for hepatitis A and B now."
Yes, and he passes out condoms too.
The toilet seat, right? It jumped up and grabbed my meat.
But I can guarantee he would not go to dialysis. If he had to, he'd say, "The heck with this, I'll just stay here and die." So we wouldn't even see him anymore. But anyway, I just wanted to report that he has one fan now. And this fan, thank you. I read his comment to Doc, and it made his day. In fact, he decided to live a little longer, I think. He called him a merry old drunkster. He's pretty sour this morning, but he wants to be just like him when he gets older. Oh, no.
This guy.
I hope that was a joke. Please tell me it was a joke.
He's 29. What the heck?
But Doc, he's 29 and
an old golfing joke, right? He
says, "Well, I watch you guys. Does that say something about my life?" Well, no. It says that you're perceptive, that you're interested in what the old people have to say. I just think it's wonderful. But don't try to find a hat like his. It's one of a kind.
Found it blowing down the street the other day. There was some guy laying in the gutter and his hat blew in. I grabbed it, boy. I tell you that. I love this hat.
Oh yes. Here's our latest stuff. We watched the Diamondbacks.
What's this got to do with
beaten by the Brewers yesterday, and I want to show them, what we eat. We eat, and I had some of my Mango Blast salsa that I bought from the farmer's market. The best salsa in the world. Also some of the most expensive.
Well, of course, nothing but best for us.
He won't eat any salsa that doesn't cost $2.50. And he tries to sneak around, and I take the labels off my expensive food so he won't find the labels. But he searches in my sacks everywhere trying to find receipts so he can say, "You paid $14 for that salsa."
No, wait a minute.
Didn't. I did pay 14. Oh.
Now, wait a minute. I've got one more thing to do. Folks. Oh, and by the way, if my one fan is watching this, keep a good thought, you know, I mean, you could end up like this at 74. Holy crap. So she gets this little gem. This is from Australia, and it's called peas.
Just plain regular peas.
Yes.
And since I don't get peas,
Have you ever eaten
I
split
bought
peas
them.
before you cook them?
I bought them, but
It's like that. They're crunchy.
Well-
It's just, you know what it reminds me of?
what?
You ever get aquarium gravel? You know, aquarium gravel? That's right. And then you spray it with a little pan.
Well,
put some hot
believe me.
chili powder on it, and that's what you're eating. I'll tell you, it gives your gums and your jaw a good workout. You've eaten about 5 of those, and you think you've had breakfast.
Well, this is, they've done something to them so that they're hardly recognizable as peas.
No, they're
and they're
rocks.
hard
I
as
told you,
rocks.
it's
So
aquarium.
if your teeth aren't good, old people, don't eat those because you might
what was the point?
lose a tooth over them.
Could we get back to the point of this little
Yes.
missive this morning?
Yes, yeah, we're going to farmer's market, or
Right.
at least I am. I go every Saturday, so. And guess what?
I got my
The
farmer's
weather
hat on
has
for crying out
changed.
loud.
It's now 59 degrees, 59 in Phoenix. That is very rare for October. 59 degrees, I'm telling you. Oh. Oh, and by the way, the Diamondbacks lost. But even after we were there to cheer them. And I have
We
some
weren't
more
there.
news.
We're sitting there watching television, eating gravel.
Oh yes, eating gravel.
Holy crap.
And you know, he tried to eat
That's
them because
$8 a pound
he
for a
looked at
gravel.
how much they cost and said, "Oh, you paid that?"
That's $8 a pound for gravel.
And he tried to
You
eat
can
them
go- you
because he
can go-
doesn't like to
You
waste
can go to the
anything,
tropical fish
any
store
food.
and buy gravel a lot cheaper than $8 a pound.
It didn't cost fully $8, but I do confess to paying top dollar. But it's worth it to be able to just walk across the street because guess what, people? I decided I've got to get a walker.
I thought I was the walker.
Yes, you know, I guess it's not going to go away. This, you know, sort of insecurity that I have when I'm out walking. You know, like, and so I thought, well, why fight it any longer? Just get a walker and lean on that a little bit. I know people in here that have been on walkers ever since I knew them. So it doesn't mean that you're dying. It just means that you've got to hold on to a walker. So I'm shopping for a walker now. I want the best, the most expensive.
Well, why don't you get a
They told me yesterday
get a little hover around?
there's a luxury model called a rollator, and they told me
No,
to
you
get
just
that.
stick your butt in it, and it's motorized, you know. You
Yeah,
can
a rollerator.
do dragsters
is
up
what
and down
I'm
the street.
looking
Get some of these
for.
old people out there going, hey, move it, baby.
And my feet will still have to move. It won't be like going to a scooter. So, you know, those people, they never get up again after they're once.
Yes, they do. That's really embarrassing.
Yes. And I
They're
did want
sitting
to
around there.
say,
They're sitting in these things, and
That-
then they get up and walk around for a while.
old Bob.
What? How did
Oh, Bob died. He died. And, you know, when Bob died, I felt death, you know, just like a dog.
Well, see, the nice thing about it,
training
the
me,
nice thing about it is this.
sniffing
See,
at my
I finally
heels.
shaved my face, and I don't give a crap about these old people.
Oh,
I
no, listen. Bob was our
You
friend.
defunct my channel, so I'm going to live my own life now. If I allow you
he
into
thinks
my
I
apartment.
destroyed. What he can't understand
did.
is
He just-
he's
he
here
just-
on my channel. I'm even letting
hurt
him
me.
say a few more words since I just.
You
I
never
just,
even asked if you could tell me, did you?
But
Yes.
Bob died, and he was out just the day before.
Well, how
so.
old was
Well, I
Bob?
don't know, in his 70s, but his legs had gone bad, completely bad. I mean, and he couldn't go through amputation. His heart was too bad, so he was really up against it. You know, was his legs going to last?
It's kind of SOL, right?
And you know, and he was just out taking a nap among us when we were talking. You know, he liked to take his naps with people talking around him. It made him feel better. but you know, he usually
That
was
makes
talking.
absolutely no sense to me.
Well, he's like a baby,
wait
you know, a
wait, no,
baby.
wait a
He was
minute.
going
When
back.
I take a nap in the afternoon, I don't call up people and say, "Hey, come on over into the bedroom
I
and
know,
talk for
but he
a
was
while
frightened
while
of the
I'm going
Grim
to
Reaper.
sleep."
The Grim Reaper calling when he was alone.
The
And
Grim Reaper.
so as long as people were around him, he could take a nap. And the very next
Well, why
day.
didn't you just go turn the radio on? I'm
Well, he
turning
did
news
have a
on, see?
caretaker, and you know, he was pretty well surrounded by people. But he just died peaceful in his sleep without his legs going bad, so he didn't have that problem with
Well, I suppose
one leg dead. You know,
I
that's the
suppose
worst
that
thing
when
that can
his-
happen.
When he died, his legs
So,
went bad. Would his
but
legs go
Bob's
bad?
gone. Bob's gone.
Oh.
Oh, and then
Oh,
there's
no.
still more news. We're just chock full of it this morning.
You are chock full of it all the time, believe me.
Yes, I'm a talkative old soul because I'm sober and straight, and that helps your brain to work better.
Was that
If he would just learn
was
that.
that a slam in my direction?
He's a
Was that a
wonderful-
slam in my direction?
He's a wonderful listener. Now this old guy that puts this out, he's a nonstop talker too. But the one thing he lacks, I would probably have gone after him. But we're both such talkers that, well, if you're talking to him, you don't get a word in edgewise. So Victor, if you're listening, you're a
Well,
great
that's
guy.
not a good
but
thing to
this
do.
guy is a listener. Somewhere along the path, he said he decided to become a listener.
Psychologists and psychiatric people are listeners. They don't tell you what to do. They want to say, "Oh, really? And what else did you say? What else did you say? What else did
Listen
you say?"
to this, the listener. How rare is it that some old codger will listen to you?
I've been listening ever since I was a fetus. I used to listen to my mother's heart go thump, thump, thump. Boy, that's exciting.
And you know, I found this to be a wonderful trait, an unbelievable trait in an older guy. That
It's an unbelievable trait in a younger
even
guy
asked
too, isn't
me,
it?
yes, it is a wonderful trait anywhere you find it. And you know, he comes in, well, how's your family doing? What's happened to your family? And he genuinely wants to know because he listens to it. He's interested in what happens to other people, not just himself, but what happens to other people. And this is an amazing quality that I really appreciate. A person like me really needs it. And I've tried to become a listener too. I forced myself. Well, I do best when someone's got some
You know, the only time you
hairy
really...
story,
So there you go.
life story.
Right, you'll shut up about that.
I will listen to him all
and
day.
then you murdered who again?
Oh, listening.
And your baby went where? Into the dumpster?
Oh.
Did you really throw it in the dumpster? Yes, well, I like to
Yeah,
listen
well,
to
I
stuff.
find out a lot of things and come home and tell him, and he just can't help but listen because he's a listener.
I can't help but laugh too because I told you many times this is a funny woman. She just doesn't know how funny she is.
Oh, yes. Yeah, make people, well, and he's a jokester.
Well, you
He
made
really
me
is.
laugh.
He's the
I have to
traveling
laugh at half the
salesman
stuff
who
you
gets in
say.
the door by telling somebody a joke. He learned to do that. You know, he's the flim-flam man. Deny it, will you? He tells them
I
jokes.
never did like George C. Scott, but I'll tell you one thing about George C. Scott, in case anybody doesn't know what we're talking about here.
The flim-flam man.
General Patton. He admitted that the fact that he was a functional alcoholic
Oh.
all those years, and it's like W.C. Field. Functional alcoholic. See, now I am, on the other hand, not functional. I am retired, and since I've been retired,
Say that.
I've taken up
You
drinking
can say-
as a serious hobby. I no longer paint because I can't see
He should
that
be
far.
saying that with shame. Shame, but has no shame. So, so therefore, my last announcement is important because it shows what a sober person can do. That I am writing a novel.
Oh boy.
Online for online. So if any of you are readers, you can look forward to my novel. It's called Beyond the Red Haze. And in it, I'm anticipating the hereafter. It's a hereafter novel.
But it's not Beyond the Purple Haze, is it?
No.
Done, I think,
It's
Vietnam
beyond
War,
this.
wasn't it?
Rather than call it Beyond the Sunset, I thought, call it Beyond the Red Haze. Give a little mystery. Because, and I'm
that title would
imagining
throw me right
green
there.
pastures, meadows and horses and
Do you have
peaceful
double
fields.
rainbows?
Double rainbow by all means.
I saw that one on television this morning.
Oh, the double rainbow?
Yeah, the guy selling he's having an orgasm. on his phone.
He's going, look at that!
Oh,
look
give
at
it
that!
to me again.
Double
Give it, keep it
rainbow!
coming, baby. They put it on television.
Oh my, they put it on, and he even saw. Well, that's heaven to some people. I'm exploring the hereafter.
I saw one of those in Flagstaff.
I talk
didn't
about
get
the
outside
hereafter
of
a
it.
lot. I try to get him to get ready for the hereafter, and he's now got no further than oblivion. So it's my belief that people like him will go into a coma. They may be in a coma for.
What makes you think I'm not in a coma? And
Yeah,
you're just a
you
bad
are in a
dream.
coma.
You're just some kind of hallucination I'm going through right now.
His spirit will be laying there. I'm waiting for oblivion. I'm waiting. Please don't tell me I'm still exist. He's tried
Okay.
so hard.
That's it. Look forward to a new novel, folks. I'm sure that somebody has to read it.
Yes.
One guy that
And I'm going to
won't
put a
read
real
it.
cheap price on it, maybe like $1 or $2 or $3, So you can get it real cheap. So look for it when I get. I'll announce it when I'm done.
As a matter
I've
of
got
fact-
it on it's going to be an ebook.
What we're going to do
I have to
is
talk to my son. He's the ebook specialist. So
we'll send it to you if you like it. Send us
I
money.
won't
If you don't,
send it.
throw it away. I don't care.
and anyway, so off we go to
Time's
the
up.
farmer's market. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, buy this thing and you'll be really surprised.
Yes.
Ooh.
The hereafter, here we come.